Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm Doug Dagnabbit from Modern Warzone and ModernWarzone.com, and in today's video, I'm finally bringing you guys the Owen Gun meta build that I talked about probably over a month ago. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out. I actually had all of the different recordings and planned to show you guys all of what the different attachments did based on recoil. You know, we were really getting into the metadata for this, so I was trying to figure out what the best time to kill potentials were with the barrel versus recoil booster, blah blah blah, and really I just overdid it. So I'm just making this video to finally get it out there and make it simplistic and go over each attachment and why it's the best. I don't really have much video proof to show you guys because I'm just not taking the time to do it. I'm sorry, that's just the fact of the matter. But let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to dilly-dally about this build. For the muzzle, you're gonna want to run the recoil booster because this gun's fire rate is what harms it in almost every scenario. With most other builds, I would say you could swap it out for a silencer, but I do not recommend that on this build. I would keep the recoil booster, even if you're using it on Caldera and not Rebirth. For the barrel, I see a lot of people recommend to run this Hawkinson 142mm Rapid or the Gawain Shrouded, or just run no barrel at all because all these barrels have bad trade-offs. But I've tried all three. The Hawkinson makes your recoil go to the moon immediately, and I think it completely makes this gun unviable from anywhere besides close range. So I would not recommend that at all. The Shrouded, it's okay. Maybe in combination with hollow point rounds, it would be better, but I don't think so. And what I was really wanting this build to be was a close, mid, and long range weapon that's viable at all three and could just slap at all those ranges. And the Hawkinson 305mm Precision, after using this gun for over a month, feels by far the best to me. If you want to swap that out, I would just recommend taking off a barrel altogether, but that's entirely up to you and how this feels for you. Remember, there is no perfect loadout. It's all feel based and whatever you play the best with. So don't let anybody tell you that your build sucks or this, that, or the other. While you may not be min-maxing it stat wise, you could perform better with a build that somebody else might not think is good. And this is one of the first interesting things I found while testing this build, is I originally thought the hand stop would be the best, but it's not. After trying out all the Carver foregrip, the Mark 6 skeletal, and the hand stop, all shooting at a wall and getting my typical recoil patterns like you've seen in my other videos, I did notice that the skeletal actually, it doesn't say it, but it does give you recoil control. I don't know exactly what stat is giving you recoil control through, but it gave me the same results as the hand stop, which is insane because the hand stop is for recoil control. This is just increasing your ADS speed. So make sure you're running the skeletal stock on pretty much every SMG I've tested. I've found this with. The magazine, no question asked, you need to be running the 7.62 Gorenko 72 round drum for the fire rate. You want to increase this fire rate without ruining the recoil in every chance you get. And not only does this increase your fire rate, but it helps you with your recoil control. Very good. Ammunition. Now, this is an arguing point that you can do. Before they nerfed incendiary rounds to the ground like they did with this Season 2 update, I would have recommended incendiary, hollow point, or lengthened, but now it's between hollow point or lengthened. If you think you can hit your shots to the head or the upper chest, use lengthened. If you think you're going to use this as more of a close range build to where you're hitting arms, legs, upper arm, lower leg, you know, all that type of stuff, run hollow point. It's really up to you. I've found that I like to use lengthened because I like to use this gun as a sniper support, especially with the sight that we're going to go over in a minute. Here's another interesting result that I found with this gun as well, is that the fabric grip I found was the best in combination with all these other attachments at increasing your ADS speed. But not only that, but it actually gives you just about the same amount of recoil control as the polymer grip. This gun is so easy to control with this build I'm giving you guys. You do not need to use the polymer grip or any of the other grips to help you with your ADS, or not your ADS, but your recoil control or your recoil recovery. None of that. You don't need that. Run the fabric grip. Trust me. The first perk, brace, absolutely ruins this build. Do not run brace. Sleight of hand, you don't need it. You do not need to run fleet, in my opinion. Because acrobatic gives you movement speed and sprinting move speed, and you're probably going to be using this as your primary way to traverse whatever map you're playing, since it'll be your SMG build. So I recommend acrobatic. And for perk 2, you always on your SMGs want to run quick with perk 2. And then for the stock, Actually, this is very interesting to me because I originally thought the Orb Weaver padded would be best. Like on all of my other recommended builds, I typically recommend the accuracy and recoil during sustained fire attachments. So when I first started building this Owen gun over a month ago, I was running the Orb Weaver with the polymer grip to get the most recoil control possible. And I found that switching to the remove stock hardly increases your recoil at all while giving you movement speed, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and aim walking movement speed. And I also found, so when I make these builds, I'll typically go around to some of the best streamers and people and tell them that I think I've found a very good build to see what they say about it. And I found that most of their complaints, such as Biffle, Repulse, all these other people that I was going around giving the gun to, and they were saying that they liked it, was that the movement speed wasn't good enough and that the fire rate was the problem. So putting the remove stock on, along with acrobatic, along with quick, completely takes that issue out of the equation. Now this gun is set for all ranges. We also have the M38 Slate 2.5 custom, and a bunch of people are like, why would you do that? This decreases your ADS speed. Why would you put this on here? You don't need more recoil control. This gun already has enough. Well, the thing is when you get into a game with this gun, the Grinko mag on the side, here, let's see if I can do a preview weapon. So this magazine on the side gets way in your way, like a lot of the time. But if you notice, the red dot right here on the Owen gun gets above that magazine, and it actually zooms your FOV out a little bit so you can see everything around you and not have this massive thing blocking half of your screen every time you try to fight. I definitely recommend this sight. It took some getting used to. Every time you spawn back in or you pick up the gun, you need to make sure to switch over to the red dot sight. But it also gives you the ability to use this as more of a sniper support weapon at longer ranges. So when I use a Kar 98K or something, or a Swiss, and I hit somebody and I crack them and I want to finish them real quick, I will swap over to this weapon and I will zoom in with the long optic, and it actually works. Coming up at right after this, I'm going to include about 2 minutes worth of gameplay that I got with this weapon weeks ago on Rebirth before the Season 2 update. But this gun is still slapping. I do believe that this is vying for the top SMG in Warzone. The only one that I think is better at the moment is the well gun, and that's only at close range. This gun right here works at close, medium, and long ranges, in my opinion, at least with lengthened on it does. So if you liked today's video and you learned something new, please drop a like down below. The like goal for all of these weapon guide videos is 500, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys help me hit it. Thank you guys so much for all your support lately, and I do apologize for taking such a long break from the tube. I had to make sure I got my mental and my physical right before I got back to focusing on the grind. So I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and enjoy this gameplay of the Owen gun with this exact build. I'm slapping. I am not a very good player, but I made the gun look good in this video, which is how you know that it's actually a pretty good gun. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Give me my...
No shot he hit that. Hey, Chad, if you guys see any good clips of me using the Owen gun, please clip it. What is the flinch on that? Somebody please tell me. I'm popping off next up.
I was trying to assassinate him, but we get the dub anyways. It's all good.